Om
Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyo. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyo. Om Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Sarvam Yatkincha Jagat Jagat Tena Tena Bhunjithaha Garudatasya Siddhanam. Om Kasyapanyava Sanjatam
Narayana Padastritam Sriman Vande Yatesvara
Shriyajusham Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyashravanakirtanam Vasudevam Jagatyonim Naumi Narayanam Harim Krishnaya Yadavendraya Jnanamudraya Yogine Nathaya Rukminishaya Namo Vedanta Vedine. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Shri Narayana.
Jai Shri Narayana. Today is 27 June 22. We are in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We finished up to Sloka 7, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sloka 7. Okay, we'll start with Sloka 8. Okay, I'll start sharing. Okay, Sloka 8. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Let's chant Sloka 8. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha
Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha
Krupascha Samitinjayaha
Krupascha Samitinjayaha
Aswathama Vikarnascha
Ashwathama Vikarnascha
Saumadatthistathaivacha.
Saumadatthistathaivacha.
Let's chant together. Bhavan
Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Krupascha Samitinjayaha Ashwatthama Vikarnascha Saumadhattistathaiva cha.
So Duryodhana is still speaking, right? So Sanjaya is narrating what Duryodhana is telling Dronacharya, his Guru Dronacharya. So far, he recounted about 18 warriors from Pandava side, 18 Maharathas from Pandava side, and there are a lot more, he said, and not including Pandavas. You know, Pandavas are mighty, they're very powerful, and along with Pandavas, there are 18 or more Maharathas. So he recounted all 18 of them. And then he said, I'm going to recount or tell the Maharathas on our side, right? He didn't say my, mama, he said my army, okay? So that is very, something that we need to note. So he started recounting. Who are they? Bhavan, okay? Bhavan is yourself. That is Dronacharya. Bhishmaha is Bhishmacharya. Karnaha, Karna. All of these names are familiar to you. These are the Maharathas on Kaurava side. And Krupaha Samitinjayaha, victorious Krupacharya. Then Ashwatthama, Vikarnaha, and Saumadatti is another. So these are the warriors on our side. So how many he recounted? Dronacharya. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So he mentioned 7 names, 7 great warriors on his side. However, he recounted 18 on Kaurav, on Pandava side. Okay, so that is a very important thing for us to note, that he did not seem to remember all the warriors on his side. So typically when that happens, when would that happen, right? When we have low opinion about the people on our side. I mean, either our side or other side. Basically, if we are not able to find great warriors on their side, that means they're not there. Like, he doesn't recognize them. Okay, so that is one of the things that we need to learn from Duryodhana, is that what we should not be doing, right? So he has a very low opinion about the warriors on his side, and high opinion on the warriors on Pandava's side, right? Or he may be jealous, he may be jealous of even a little bit great the other side is, then he would blow it up and then say, oh, they are so great and I don't have anything, that kind of a thing, right? So he is, full of ego, does not seem to recognize contributions from others. Okay. He thinks only himself as great. It is not like that humble feeling, right? Like, typically one who is humble will recognize everybody, in his team, recognize the contributions of everyone. One who is not humble will say, oh, all of you guys are waste and I only did everything, right? Because of my greatness, the team is, holding up. We are able to perform, we are able to deliver. I'm trying to correlate it to today's world, right? That is a war that happened at that time, and Duryodhana was a leader for the army there. And typically, we also face similar situations today, where we are either leading our personal life or professional life, and are we thinking like Duryodhana, or are we thinking like Dhritarashtra? Are we thinking like Arjuna? This is the essence of the first chapter. Like, we need to understand these three characters, and of course, indirectly we understand Lord Krishna, who is listening to all this. I mean, when Arjuna starts speaking, right? He's listening to Arjuna for so long before he even speaks a word. So that listening skill we will understand from Krishna's point of view. That is a great leadership quality. And we also understand these three characters and see where we fall, right? Are we like the Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, or Arjuna? And who we should emulate. Okay, so even like a Duryodhana, from Duryodhana's point of view, right? Because he has that full of ego and has low opinion of his own team. That is one of the things that led to his downfall. Okay, and having that, having the thinking that this is my army, my greatness, that is giving the result. That attachment, that ego, that mamakara is the cause for great sin. We will learn that it is the cause for our great sin. Okay, so not only the downfall materialistically, like they lost the war, but it binds whoever is like either the Dhritarashtra, like Duryodhana. If somebody continues like that, they will be bound by great sin, right? So they seem to be doing their duty, right? They are fighting in a war, which is the duty at that time for them. But because how they did their duty was binding them in a great sin. So we'll learn all that as we go along. It is not that obvious here when we are going through chapter 1. But this situation that is created in chapter 1 will help us in correlating the characteristics, and then what qualities that we need to emulate and not emulate. Any questions on this? No? Are you able to hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are good.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let me share the sloka 9.
Varaprasad garu, question, sir. Are we saying that Duryodhana was not a good king? For I understand whatever the ego he has with his cousins, keeping that apart. But how did he rule on behalf of his father, the country? Was he a good king, or was he bad, or what was he?
Definitely bad.
Oh,
No doubt about it.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Kingdom for himself or kingdom for the sake of, for the people? So that's the most important thing. It was his selfishness that he wants to be a king. He wants to have that power. He wants to have that. I should be the king, right? And yes, he did some of the activities, which appear to be good on paper, but they were also driven by the motive that, if I do this, these people will forget Pandavas and make me the king in future, right? If at all Pandavas come back and ask for the kingdom, then all the people will say, no, I want Duryodhana. So from that aspect, he actually ruined the kingdom. He tried to give all freebies, tell everybody, okay, you don't have to, I'm just simplifying and things like he would not, insist on people doing their duties properly. He would not, basically that dharma was getting lost. Everybody has to do their duties properly. If people are given everything free and people stop working completely, for example, right, the dharma will be lost. Or if you support me, I will just close my eyes and I will let you do whatever you want. You can, destroy the country, destroy people, harm people. I don't, I will not say a word as long as you support me, right? As long as you are in my team, okay, and you support me, I'll let you do anything that you want to do. This is we see those things happening today. So people who are in power, they kind of, if it is easy for them, because they, let us say the easiest thing is to give everything free to people and then they are going to vote for me, or whatever the people want, okay, whatever, even if it is adharma, let them do it. As long as they support me, I'll continue to be the king. Okay, so that kind of attitude is Duryodhana. That is not what is advised. Everybody should do their duties according to the customs and traditions. When we call, in the today's world, but according to the scriptures is what Bhagavad Gita says. So whatever is given in scriptures, we need to follow. That is our dharma, right? So Duryodhana never cared about scriptures, never cared about the elders. As you can see here, right? He is very arrogant with his guru. And so that is kind of percolated. It's everybody started doing that, as we can see later. There is no order, proper order. There is no dharma that is followed. He was definitely a bad king. But unfortunately, what happens is some people, they want to show Duryodhana as, because he did a few things like this, he recognized Karna and then made him the king. So he must be a great person. So he was made a hero in one of the movies. So, or because he recognized this person and or a poor person and then gave some gift to that person free, he must be a great person. That's the kind of, some incidents were taken and they were projected as good things or great things, but they are not. Basically, after the war is over, they found out that the entire country is looted. There is nothing that is left. They had to build from scratch. The entire country was almost bankrupt. There was nothing in the in the bank, to feed the people and things like that. There was they had to build from scratch because nobody was doing their duties properly.
Okay, thank you.
It'll be good to actually go through this entire Mahabharata in detail. I would really love to go through that. There's a lot of things to learn in Mahabharata. Again, from two aspects. One is, the like we might have been exposed to some bits and pieces here and there, and those were showed to us through their own lenses, their own viewpoint, and we think that that is how it was in Mahabharata, and we don't know the truth, real truth. And our acharyas have explained the real truth. It may look harsh, right? I mean, it may look harsh, but why it has to be done is also there. And what happens if the people don't follow the dharma is also there. So, yeah, we need to learn Mahabharata in total if we get a chance.
After this Bhagavad Gita, you can start it, sir.
Yes, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and Bhagavatam, if we really learn, I mean, at least some secrets of Bharata and Ramayana, if you learn, that'll be great. Okay. So I'm sharing Sloka 9. Let's chant Sloka 9. Anye cha bahava suraha
Anye cha bahava shuraha
madhardhe tyakta jivitaha
madardhe tyakta jivitaha
nana sastra praharanaha
nana shastra praharanaha
sarve yuddha visaradaha.
sarve yuddha visharadaha.
Let's chant together.
Anye
Anye
cha bahava
suraha
shuraha
madhardhe
madardhe tyakta jivitaha nana shastra praharanaha sarve yuddha
visaradaha. So, a quick note here, as we are chanting this. See, Surah, the Visarga is missing here. It is fine, whether we put the Visarga or not, that is fine. When we actually split the words, it will become Suraha, right? But some texts have Anye Bhav Surah, because that is read along with Madhardhe Tyakta Jivitaha. So they continue. So when you continue Surah Madhardhe, then the Visarga can be removed. But if you are stopping with Surah, you can say Surah. Okay, so both are fine, not a problem. Then one more thing is very important thing to note. It is this letter sa. Okay, this is different from sha. Okay, so I know that typically this is pronounced as shura, but it is sura, not sa, not sha. It is between the two. Okay. I hope you got that. So it is specifically mentioned like visaradaha, not visharadaha. I know, again, this is something minute detail, but if you want to really pronounce it correctly, yuddha visa, not visaradaha, visaradaha, sa. S-A, if you sang, right? It's almost like that. Sing is a regular S. Sing, sang. Show. Show is show or shout, show, like that. It is SH, that is Sha letter. Okay, Sastra, not Shastra, Sastra. Visaradaha. Okay, so Duryodhana is, he recounted 7 Maharathas from his side, and he said, Anyecha Bhavasuraha. So there are many others also who are brave and powerful warriors, Sura. They're great heroes on his side, many others. Then what he's saying is Madharte Tyakta Jivitaha. So what are they doing, or what did they do? They came to fight on his behalf, right? So on his behalf, they came to fight. So he's saying, Madharte, for me, Tyakta Jivitaha, who left their lives. So all these Shuraha, the powerful warriors, they left their lives for me. Okay, and he says they are Nana Sastra Praharanaha. So who are capable of using various weapons. Nana Sastra Praharanaha. Sarve Yuddha Visaradaha. All of them are very reputed warriors. Okay. Now he recounted 7, and he says that, oh, there are many others also who are great. Okay. So then one may say, oh, he's saying his entire army is great. That kind of a meaning we can take. But here, the way he's saying, like if I tell you that there are a lot of people who are great, if I say like that, then you will understand the sarcasm, right? You will, he's in a way he's recognizing them, but in a way he's ridiculing them, because he's not listing their names. He's not telling their names. So he's really not considering them as powerful, even though they have the reputation. All of them are reputed. They're great, he's saying. But he's, according to him, that is false reputation. This is something that reading between the lines, we have to get from the context. Otherwise, if we just read word by word, right, and say, oh, he's telling all the entire 11 Akshahinis about 2.8 million people on his side are, great warriors, right? That's what he's telling. One would, understand, but he's not, because he did not list the names of great warriors on his side more than the opposite army. Typically, when we think we are great, we will at least say our side is equal, right? But he counted less than half. Okay, so it is in fact he's saying that it is they are, in a sarcastic way he must be saying that. And then one more thing is he's saying who left their lives for me. Okay. What does that mean?
They joined the war because of him. He invited them, so he joined them. He joined.
They all joined him, and leaving their lives behind is one meaning. Okay. So they left everything, I almost, I don't have any life. I'm simply working on this project, right?
Mm.
I they're living, if I'm doing a project and I'm working 24 hours a day, I'll say I have no life at all. I have no life. I'm just working on this only, right? So that is, but we are obviously living, and we have been doing the project. But when I say I left my life, that is one. I left things behind to come here. Okay, so my only task now is to fight or do the project. So I left my life somewhere and I came here. Is one meaning. Okay, so they all came for me. He's saying Madadhe Tyakta Jivitaha. So it shows his ego again. All these people, they came. The way, if I'm telling that all of you, let us say, came here and doing the project, let us say, and let's say all of you left everything and come here, I'm going to say that you are so great. You are so, because I'm recognizing you for the amount of hard work you're doing, the amount of sacrifice you're doing. I'm going to, I should show that humbleness, recognition, and all that. That doesn't appear in Duryodhana at all. Duryodhana thinks that all these people, their duty is to serve me. Okay, they either be dead or they have to serve me. That is the kind of attitude he has, not the humble attitude. Like, I recognize you. I am going to be humble, and accepting your service. Uh, I'm so grateful to you is one kind of attitude when somebody or some people are helping us. But the other attitude is, you guys have no other life. You have to serve me. You have to serve me. Okay. So, or you should not have any other life. Either you serve me or be on my side, or you are not worth living. This is what Duryodhana's attitude is. Okay, so that is that kind of attitude. We see even today, right? In the rulers, that attitude is going to be so disastrous for the entire society. Okay, so anyway, so here Duryodhana is saying that they left their lives. Okay, they left everything, and they came here to serve me because I am great. That is his ego is growing now. Not that I am going to be humble. I'm going to recognize him. You understood the difference? Some of the interpretations have given this as, oh, he's recognizing them, right? But that's not the case. Okay. And then these are capable warriors, means who are capable of using various weapons. Now, again, this is a positive statement on its face value, but he's also saying, like, if I say they can use all kinds of weapons, right? But none of it is useful. So they're not going to win. Now, if they are able to use various weapons, right? But not the weapon that is going to destroy the enemy, what happens? They're going to die, right? So all these people are going to die is what he's saying. These people, all these people, because he has low opinion about them, right? So, and he's fearful or jealous of the other side. He is telling that in his internally, he's saying that all these people are useless people. I got, they're all going to die. From that aspect also, he's saying Tyakta Jivitaha. These people have already been I mean, Tyakta Jivitaha is they left their lives. That means they are already dead. So these people are already dead for me because they are not useful for me. They can use all kinds of weapons, but not the weapons that can destroy the enemy. They are not. They are reputed warriors, but the reputation is not good enough. The other side is more powerful. So what happens is this army, my army, is kind of useless. Now, I am the only savior. That is a kind of. I mean, it is not that he's going to say this army is useless and then I'm going to surrender to the enemy, right? That's not. He's not doing that. So he's saying that this whole thing is useless, but because of me, because of my greatness, we are going to win. That is a kind of attitude he has. Okay. So me means maybe he could include the a couple of others maybe, but not like he's recognizing each and every person, right? So again, that is the downfall. That's one of the causes of downfall for Duryodhana. You understood the meaning of this sloka? So
Yes.
this is a sarcastic thing, and we need to remember. So it is not like Duryodhana is recognizing. See, again, if the same thing is interpreted on its face value, then he appears like a good king, right? But we have to take it from the context and his overall personality. How he behaved, in various situations before. How he behaves with elders, how he behaves with others who are not, who are not in his camp, right? So all that, from all that context, we need to see. And because of this attitude, what happens, we'll see in the next slokas. Okay. Any questions?
But the person, like the attitude that Duryodhana had, right? Usually the other way around. Usually people like Duryodhana, what they do is, even though they are weak or their side is weak, they tend to boast, right? I mean, it's really, I mean, we would not have understood this way. It's really good information.
Yeah. So it is possible that he would boast, but he would do that when he is in front of opposite people, opposite army,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So
Okay.
it is like deceiving, cheating.
Mm,
I see. He wants. I am great king. He says.
mm.
He doesn't boast on behalf of others. He doesn't. There is no record which says that I'm so great. I'm so fortunate to lead this entire country because all these people are great.
Mm.
He never said that. I am the rightful owner. I am so great. So that's why I should be king. It would be my great fortune to lead such a great country. Is not what he says.
So in a way, he realized Pandava's greatness, I guess. Probably that is making him upset.
Instead of, I mean, apart from, I would say that jealousy,
Yeah,
It's not the
jealousy.
true recognition. It is not the true recognition.
Yeah.
Okay, it is the jealousy that is making him cry, making him do these things. The jealousy is, of course, they seem to be. Why would somebody be jealous, right? When they see that, see, I have $10 and other person has $10. If I don't want, if I don't expect the other person to have $10, and I feel jealous about that, right? Okay, if I have $10 and I see another person $100, then definitely more. And I feel that they are less worth than that, then I feel jealous again. That why should that person have $100? Why not me? Right?
Yeah.
So it is that jealousy. It says more, right? Not like oh, I truly recognize them. So I cry, oh, they have more, they have more. Even though that person has $7 also, if I don't expect that person has to have $7, I may cry on that also. He has more, I will say. But that is not true recognition. It is out of jealousy. So
Sir, is he trying to influence, like right now, is he trying to impress, like about his capabilities? I mean, I know he's talking more about himself, but what was the purpose of him going through the entire list, of everything that he's been talking until now? What is he trying to change, right? Is he?
So he feels like crying. He feels like crying, showing his emotions.
Okay.
That's all. See, he cannot contain his ego. He cannot contain his fear, jealousy, arrogance, all these combined, right? So he just has to show that sorrow, misery. I mean, again, here it is not written that he's crying and things like that, but we'll see later that he was actually crying. Crying doesn't mean that somebody should cry, right? I mean, with tears in eyes, or just sit down and crying could be in different forms. Like crying out of jealousy is also crying. Like crying in the sense that complaining, shouting, that is misery, distress, sorrow. That sorrow comes out. When somebody is really having sorrow, they may start shouting. They may not be really crying with tears in eyes. So that sorrow in Duryodhana is making him go and show his emotions, outburst of emotions. Not so there is no, there's no other reason for him to go, because he's not expecting Dronacharya to solve any problem for him. Okay, now in the sense that to reduce his fear, jealousy, and all that, he he didn't. He's not in a position to accept any suggestions from Dronacharya. As you can see, he speaks all these things and then he just comes back. That's it. So there is no other purpose to him saying all this other than just shouting, just showing that sorrow, feeling in that way, right? In a kind of arrogant talk to his guru. Okay, internally he's having the sorrow that why these people have so many things. So that is that possession, that mamakara, right? Why they have, why I don't have, or whatever I have, they will take away from me, that fear. So all these things will come in Bhagavad Gita later. These feelings we are going to learn more. People may not be able to really see that that's what is happening in them, right? But that's exactly, you know, a combination of, and I mean, it's not, sometimes it is not that crystal clear what is making this person behave in a particular way. It is a combination of things. Here, Duryodhana having that combination. Dhritarashtra was also crying. He was sad. Crying in the sense he was sorrowful. May not be literally crying, but I had that sorrow, distress, because Bhishmacharya fell down, and now that Bhishmacharya fell down, the war becomes more open. You know, more open in the sense that the result becomes more favorable to Pandavas. Till that time, he was thinking he's going to win, even though he was told that he's not going to win. So he was ignorant. That ignorance led him to sorrow. In case of Duryodhana, his Rajasic nature, which is a combination of all these together, right? Made him feel the sorrow. And in case of Arjuna, he again, there is a debate what kind of feeling he has and why he was feeling sorrow. We will see all that. But it is not out of arrogance, definitely. It is not out of ego, or I want to have everything. Why those people have? It is not, at least on paper. I mean, outside it is not. Internally, he also has a little bit of that. So in that, from that aspect, he also needed Bhagavad Gita. So that's why Lord Krishna gave the Bhagavad Gita message to Arjuna, and all his doubts got cleared. But Arjuna is better than Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra and a lot of other people. So that's why, as we said, you know, Lord Krishna waited for more than 90 years to give the message of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, because he's the best among all. He's in a position to get that message, and in a proper way, you know. So it's not like one-way talk, you know. Lord Krishna you know, says things to Arjuna, and he will simply listen to it and maybe forget it, and you know, that's not the purpose, right? So that's why he had to wait for so many years, and finally he was able to deliver the message to Arjuna, because he's the right disciple to receive the message. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. So I'll move on to Sloka 10, right? Sloka 10. Aparyaptam tadasmakam
Yaptam
पर्याप्तं
tadasmakam
तदस्माकं
balam bhishmabhirakshitam
बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं
virakhitam
paryaptam tu idamete-sham. So here
पर्याप्तं इदमेतेषां
balam bhimabhirakshitam.
बलं भीमाभिरक्षितं
Let's chant together. Aparyaptam
Aparyaptam tadasmakam
balam
bhishmabhirakshitam
पर्याप्तं
paryaptam
इदमेतेषां
balam
बलं
bhimabhirakshitam.
भीमाभिरक्षितं
bhimabhirakshitam. So so Duryodhana is saying, aparyaptam tadasmakam. Okay, so aparyaptam is having multiple meanings. Okay, again, this is very important. sloka where interpretation makes so much difference, and the right, again, it's not the it's not interpretation outside the whatever is spoken, right? It is there, whatever is spoken is there, but a word may have multiple meanings. So we need to take the right meaning of the word, otherwise the meaning gets changed, right? So I mean, meaning gets changed in the sense the meaning of the overall sloka gets changed. So aparyaptam is insufficient, incompetent, incapable. Okay. As aparyatnam tat asmakam, that our balam balam is strength. Our strength is, I mean, he's saying our strength. Asmakam balam means our army, right? So my army. Bhishma abhirakshitam. Bhishma abhirakshitam is protected by Bhishma. Okay. So aparyaptam tadasmakam balam Bhishma abhirakshitam. So our army is that is protected by Bhishma is incompetent, insufficient, incapable. So now you can go back and see what he was saying, right? There are so many people in our army. All of them are capable of using various weapons. Now, in the next sloka, he says, our strength that is protected by, our strength means our army that is protected by Bhishma is incompetent, he's saying. Okay. So then he's saying, paryaptam tu idametesham. So aparyaptam, he's talking about his army, he said, aparyaptam. Tu, but, again, this word is very important. So now he's comparing idametesham. So this idametesham balam. So this army, he's showing the Pandava army, right? So asmakam army, asmakam balam, he said is aparyaptam. Idametesham balam is Pandava army. So he's showing two Pandavas army. So the strength of these Pandavas army, which is Bhima abhirakshitam, protected by Bhima, is paryaptam, is sufficient, competent, capable. Okay, so our army is incompetent and or incapable of winning, and Pandava army that is protected by Bhima is competent or is sufficient to win over us, is capable to win over us. As I was saying, I gave in the meanings, some interpretation of this. Aparyaptam also is having a meaning like unlimited. Okay, so aparyaptam, so our army is unlimited and their army is limited, is the kind of meaning you would get, but that is not, that is totally changing the context. Like if he thinks that his army is great, which is protected by Bhishma, who is the greatest of all, right? I mean, there is no doubt, there's no question about it. As long as Bhishma lives, there is no defeat for Kaurava army. That everybody knows in that time. So if Duryodhana is thinking that, oh, we have unlimited army. Our army is great. Our people are great, which is protected by Bhishma, who is the greatest of all. Then why would he even go running to the Dronacharya? And after seeing the Pandava army is very well organized, right? There is no need. Why would he even get any doubt, any fear in him to go running to Dronacharya? It was he ran to Dronacharya and shouted at him and gave him an order arrogantly, because he felt exactly like this. And he said that also, saying that our army is incompetent. Okay, so we need to be careful. We may lose. That is a kind of feeling he has internally, and he spoke these words. Okay. Any questions on that? No?
No
Okay,
question. But this,
No.
yeah, after reading this one, yeah, it made sense. What all you explained, right? The way he was feeling is like jealousy and all that. I think it's completely understood after reading this, the 10 to 110th sloka.
Yes. Yeah. That is the greatness of, again, with the blessings of our acharyas. We, try to get the right meaning, behind these. Otherwise, if you look at the words and then try to just to get Sanskrit literal translations, right? We may get conflicting, conflicts. See, sometimes the conflict may be between 2 or 3 slokas. Like you will see the conflict immediately. Sometimes you may not even see for many chapters. I mean, something is said here, and then after few chapters, something else is said. And if you don't have the right interpretation, the meaning here and the meaning in that another sloka will be kind of conflicting.
Flashy, yeah.
So it will cause confusion. So, I mean, again, blessings of Acharya, we are able to see that, okay, this must be the right meaning, because at that place he said that way. So it cannot be it cannot be any other interpretation, right? So with that, we'll try to get the correct interpretation so that we don't have any confusion, right? I mean, if we say that, oh, Duryodhana is considering his army to be great, but he ran to Dronacharya and shouted at him. I mean, that doesn't sound right, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll chant Sloka 11. Please chant. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu
Ayaneshu cha sarveshu
yadha bhagamavastitaha
yatha bhagamavastitaha
bhishmamevabhirakshantu
bhishmamevabhirakshantu
bhavantas sarva eva hi. Let's chant together. Ayane
Sarveshu
यथा
Yatha
भागवता
Bhishmamervahi
भवन्तः सर्वैः
Okay, so Duryodhana is now ordering Dronacharya. So after saying that our army is incompetent or incapable of winning, compared to Pandava army, they are capable of winning over us, but we are incapable of winning over them. Or we are insufficient, maybe insufficiently prepared, insufficiently capable. So insufficient, we are insufficient, they are sufficient to win over us. So he is saying, he's telling Dronacharya, what is he saying? Sarve bhavantah eva hi. So sarve bhavantah is all of you. Bhavantah is plural for you, right? Multiple people. In English, you is either one person or two or many. It's always you, right? And you doesn't have. It could be like a friend, or it could be teacher, or it could be anyone in a respectable position, but typically there is no difference. In Bhavantah is kind of giving respect. Yes, he's giving respect to his guru in that way. And also he's telling Sarve Bhavantaha. So all of you great people, he's saying, all of you, what you should do is Bhishmam Abhirakshantu, he's saying. So Bhishmacharya, protect Bhishmacharya. Okay. Abhirakshantu, protect Bhishmacharya from all around. Okay. How you should protect is Ayaneshu, just Sarveshu, Yatha Bhagam Avastitaha. Okay. So Sarveshu Ayaneshu. That is in all the routes or leading points towards Bhishmacharya, in all those strategic points. Okay. What you have to yatha bhagam avastitaha. So you position yourself, you be situated according to the need. So he's saying Bhishmacharya, imagine Bhishmacharya is in the center, and you have to surround him from all sides. Okay. And protect him from all around, so that he does not get injured or killed in the war. So all the great people, now you have only one task. Now you have to protect Bhishmacharya. And the side story is like those who may not know the details of Mahabharata. So Bhishmacharya took an oath or vow to kill anyone except Pandavas. The 5 Pandavas, I will not kill, he said. I can kill anyone else. Okay. So and Bhishmacharya is the great Maharatha. So he can fight like 10,000 warriors at the same time, or he can fight with 10,000 soldiers at the same time. So it's like 10,000 processors in a computer. It can do 10,000 tasks at the same time, right? Very powerful processors. 10, if you combine 10,000 on them, how much powerful it is. It is like that Bhishmacharya. So he can 10,000 means like almost, it's like unlimited, you cannot even count thousands and thousands of people, right? It's not exactly 10,000. So if Bhishmacharya is protected, he's going to kill the entire Pandava army. So that is a strategy. Now, Bhishmacharya gets engaged in fighting with Pandavas, then he gets stalled. He cannot, keep killing the Pandavas. Pandava army. So so basically, what Duryodhana is saying is, you make sure that he's protected from all around, and somehow let Bhishmacharya take care of all the rest of the Pandava army. Okay, that's all you need to do. And I'm going to take care of, the Kaurav brothers and a few of his handpicked warriors can take care of Pandavas, the 5 Pandavas. So with that is the strategy that he has. See, he doesn't have to do much. I mean, this is like a very simple winning strategy, looks like, right? That's why, I mean, it was very, tough for Pandavas to, win, because Bhishmacharya for 11 days, he was like, they could not stop him. Okay, so finally, he fell down. So Duryodhana just wanted to implement this strategy. I don't care about all these people. They're already as good as dead for me. They're incapable. If I leave the war to them, I'm not going to win. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that Bhishmacharya is protected from all sides. So that means Pandavas don't engage him, and he focuses on killing or taking care of the rest of the Pandava army, while I take care of the Pandava. I means some of the people will take care of Pandavas. So that is the strategy he had. So that is what he's ordering his guru. Okay, at the beginning of the war, imagine. So it is very inappropriate. Total thing is inappropriate. And unfortunately, what happens is when people are overcome with emotions like that, they do all kinds of inappropriate things. For example, Duryodhana is going and shouting to his guru and saying that all you guys are useless, and you guys have to just protect Bhishmacharya. He will take care of Pandava army. So that is kind of a demeaning behavior. Other people will lose interest, right? I mean, in those days, they had, they had the duty bond, like no matter what the king says, I need to serve the king. That kind of a duty bond nature was there for people. Okay, but nowadays it doesn't work. That kind of attitude will never work. It will work for some time, as long as they are threatened. Okay, so but that is not the right attitude, and not it is it may give temporary results, but one who is doing those kind of activities is acquiring great sin while doing those activities. Whether those actions are giving the result that we intended or not, that's immaterial. Just that action itself is going to make the person get a lot of sin.
So, sir, that's why I was asking earlier, what is his purpose of, I think the interpretation is that he's sad and crying. was he trying to go and have Dhritarashtra, like, he's still trying to influence Dhritarashtra by saying all of this, that somehow Dhritarashtra should still influence the war, like in his favor, like he's trying to
Yeah,
trying to
Dronacharya.
manipulate.
So he wants, like, it is a, imagine.
Sorry, yeah, Dronacharya, not.
Yeah, imagine. Uh, you know, like at that moment he felt that sorrow, fear, sorrow, jealousy, and he had to do something, right? So something that came up to him and said, okay, now let me just pour my emotions on somebody who is going to listen to me, and then go and tell him, and then tell him that, okay, you guys take care of protecting Bhishmacharya. That's it. That's all you need to do. I mean, he didn't say all the things that I mean, like, if you protect Bhishmacharya, he's going to take care of Panu. That is known to everybody, right? So he is giving extra instruction to him, saying that if you protect Bhishma, then I'm going to win. I don't care about others. That is a kind of attitude he's showing there. He's not respecting his guru. He's just giving an order to him. Now, did he really ask, is it the right thing to do? He didn't. He didn't ask. And also, Bhishmacharya is the commander-in-chief. He should be the one who does strategy and things like that. He doesn't want to follow. I mean, it's disobedience is all over the place, right? There's no, he's not obedient to his guru. He's not obedient to his the rules. He's not obedient to the commander-in-chief. Basically, whatever comes to him, just does it. Okay, if it feels right for him, just do it. Because I am so great, all these people are small people. They're worthless. Yeah, it is. That's how Duryodhana is. So, I mean, we see what happened to Duryodhana at the end, right? We'll cover one more sloka. It is okay. Sloka
Yes.
12. I'm going to share the screen. Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjaya Uvacha
Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham.
Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham
Kuru Vruddha Pitamaha.
Kuru Vruddha Pitamaha
Simhanadam Vinadyochaihi.
Simhanadam Vinadyochaihi
Sankham Dadmau Pratapavan.
Shankham Dadmau Pratapavan
Let's chant together. Tasya Sanjanayan
Janayan Harsham
Kuru
Vruddha
Vruddha Pitamaha Simhanadam Vinadyochaihi Shankham Dadmau Pratapavan.
So now Sanjaya is speaking. Okay. So again, as I was mentioning that some of the texts, it is not clearly marked that all the previous slokas that Duryodhana Vacha or Suyodhana Vacha. that was not mentioned. But whenever somebody was saying, that was mentioned in the beginning, right? Like Sanjaya Vacha, Dhritarashtra Vacha, Arjuna Vacha, Bhagavan Vacha. So here in this particular case, Suyodhana Vacha, last 9 slokas, and after that, Sanjaya is speaking. So Sanjaya Vacha is there here. Okay. So he's saying, Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham. Sanjanayan is to generate, Sanjanayan Harsham, to generate or to bring about cheerfulness. Okay. Tasya, his or of his. So that means who is he that is Duryodhana. So to generate his cheerfulness or Duryodhana's cheerfulness, Kuruvruddha Pitamaha. So Pitamaha is a grandfather. Kuruvruddha is senior most among Kauravas. Kuruvruddha is Bhishmacharya. So Bhishmacharya, who is Kuruvruddha Pitamaha, what did he do? Simhanadam Vinadya Uchchaihi. Shankam Dadmo. So, Pratapavan, again, that is another adjective. So he's Bhishmacharya is Pratapavan. That is one who is greatly valiant, great warrior. So Kuruvruddha Pitamaha Pratapavan, what did he do? Vinadya Simhanadam. So after roaring like a lion, like that, hooray, kind of, like, oh, so he made like that Simhanadam, okay, like how the lion bounces, right, making that sound. So then what did he do? Senkam Dadma Uchchaihi is he blew a conch. Dadma is blew. Shankam is a conch. He blew a conch. Uchchaihi, very loudly. So he basically he saw the conversation that is going on, the Duryodhana and Dronacharya, and here we need to recognize that Sanjana and Harsham. So to bring about cheerfulness for Duryodhana, that means what? He was looking very agitated, right? He's not like going to Dronacharya in a way to, like in a humble way and trying to take his advice and then in a peaceful way. No, he's like agitated. He's having distress. He was arrogant, shouting. That was visible, I guess. So Sanjay is saying, right, that when he was able to see with his Divya Drishti, and he saw that Duryodhana was agitated. Now, to generate cheerfulness in him, Bhishma blew his conch. I mean, that was the custom at the time. So at the beginning of the war, they would blow their conch to make that sound, right? That Shankam sound, very loud sound, which will kind of motivate everybody to, make them alert, right? So that is they make that sound. Of course, nowadays they also do all these cheerleaders, right? They have their own job, maybe I don't know where they got it from, but yeah, so it kind of motivates normal other people. So especially one thing is like imagine 2 million people on Kaurava side, more than 2 million. Now, how many of them even see Bhishmacharya from nearby, right? They don't even know whether Bhishmacharya is there or not, isn't it? And what if he is not there? A lot of people may have a doubt, isn't it? Like he may be, he might have ran away, or he put all of us in the war, and then he's simply enjoying in his cabin. Some people may think like that, right? So they may have a doubt, am I going to be protected? All these warriors are going to be there on my side, I mean, on our side. So they will, we will be able to fight together and win, or am I going to lose my life? So that kind of a doubt may be there because they might not have seen, they don't have access to all these great warriors. So by sounding that conch, it is like it's a kind of signature.
Is assurance, sir?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
It's a kind of signature. So they have, every one of the warriors have their own signature conch. Okay, so when they blow that conch, people can recognize, oh, this is this person, right? Because we can hear, when that conch sound is so loud, it can travel, let us say, a mile. So everybody in that 1 mile will understand, oh, I see, I mean, Vishwacharya is there. So great, nothing will happen to me. He will take care. This person who is there, like that. So, I mean, in those days, there is no question of cheating, like somebody taking Bhishmacharya's conch and blowing. Nobody would expect that. So when somebody hears a particular conch that has a signature sound, then his presence is known to everybody around, whoever hears it. So to generate cheerfulness, I mean, it is also going to cheer people and encourage them. So to generate cheerfulness to Duryodhana, that, oh yes, Bhishmacharya is now there with me. He's going to take care of us, because he was feeling that down, right? My army is useless. Bhishmacharya, so now he blew the conch, so he is, again, the sentence says that Bhishmacharya blew the conch to cheer up Duryodhana. Whether his sorrow reduced or totally eliminated is not mentioned here. And again, based on the context, based on what is not said, definitely his sorrow was not eliminated. Not only that, his fear became real, right? He got killed, he did not become the king. So his goal is not achieved. The Duryodhana's goal I'm talking about. His goal is not achieved. His sorrow is not reduced. So the behavior of Duryodhana and his actions when he was feeling down, those actions are not the ones that will reduce our sorrow, and that will, those actions will not lead us to our goal.
Also here, Sanjanayana is eyes of Sanjaya. Sanjanayan.
No, it is to generate.
Oh, okay.
Ja is
Janayan.
birth,
Okay. Yeah. Birth.
birth.
Yeah.
So yeah, to give birth or to bring about, to generate.
Okay.
So yeah, that is Duryodhana and his story in the beginning of first chapter. Okay. Any questions? So basically, Duryodhana did not surrender to his guru. Okay, he was disobedient, disrespectful, disobedient, and he was not looking to get advice from his guru or elders to reduce his fear. I mean, sometimes, yes, there's nothing wrong in getting that kind of a feeling, right? But what we do when that kind of feeling comes is what makes us either reduce our fear or whatever is the feeling that we're getting, negative feeling that we're getting, and whether we are eventually going to be happy and reach our goal. So in this particular case, Duryodhana did not listen to his well-wisher, his guru, his elders. He gave an instruction to them instead. And then he did not even wait for their reaction, response, nothing. He just gave the instruction, you guys should protect Bhishma, and that's it, gone. So that's exactly what happened, and Sanjaya narrated, right? So it's not like something was missing there. So it's a note for us, you know, it's the easiest and easiest thing to do, just pouring out our emotions and not, you know, trying to do something that will reduce or whatever negative feelings that we have. So, but Arjuna was different. So we'll see what the difference is as we continue the chapter. Okay. Any questions before we conclude?
So one question for the next time we can start there. The conch shell, the shank that is blown. So was that just cheering up, or was that like, couldn't that sound like beginning of the war? Like during the war, usually once you start doing that, isn't that like daring the other person to begin the beginning of the war and end of the day, right? I thought that's when also conch shells are blown, but maybe not. I when I read it first time, I thought that they were all preparing to start the war, right? That was like, okay, let's, as you said, cheerleading, but up to the goal was, okay, let's start it. Let's get energized and start it. Not to make him cheerful, but I think I now understood the context here.
Yeah, that is a custom at the beginning of the war. They would blow the conch also, right? I mean, see, why would they do it is to cheer their side up, right? They could start the war without that also. It's not necessary, but it became a custom to blow the conch, to cheer their side up, and also to declare that yes, we are here, we are ready to go. Now we can start. So, I mean, we will see that when Arjuna, they blew their conch, there was a gap. So it was not like immediately the war started. So it may not necessarily be as soon as the last person blows their conch and then suddenly war starts. No. there is a gap there. So we will see how that happens. Next few slokas. Okay. Thank you, everyone,
Thank you, sir.
for participating.
you.
We'll conclude with the concluding prayer.
Okay.
Kayenava manasendriya atmana va prakriti svabhavat karomi yajjat sagalam parasmai narayanayati samarpayami
Samarpayami.
Narayanayati samarpayami Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Jai Sriman Narayana.
Jai Srimanarayan. Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Jai
Thank
Sriman
you.
Narayana.
Sir.